Is Elon Musk just a salesman who's selling the world a lemon with his AI takeover? Are we really going to live in a world of no jobs and no money? And stay tuned for my take on how humans will always adapt to this new world.
Gregory, how are you, mate?
Mate, I am dangerous.
You're dangerous? Look, we've got the papers out here this week, and I know that you've been furiously writing some notes here, and you said there's some things that you must tell me this week that have really got grind your gears, right? They've ground your gears.
There's not enough time to cover all.
Well, I know there's not.
There's stupid and there's stupid and there's stupider. Is there such a word?
Well, you are reading the papers. There's plenty of stupid in there, mate. Well, people would argue the people who write those could be put in that bucket.
Two guys go and find a suitcase on the side of a highway in Goulburn, partially open it up, say they see the body of a female in there.
Well, it was.
Well,
there was the body of a female in there.
Then they ring the police, and the police come from everywhere. They cordon it off, crime scene. For 2 days, they think it's a body in there. But the only problem was it's not a body, it's a sex toy.
It was a sex doll.
But the question I have, talk about Dumb and Dumber, we have to make a movie about this. Somebody asked, well, why didn't you open it up? We can't interfere with the crime scene. Well, what happens if there's somebody in there and there's actually a heartbeat, a pulse?
Well, some people would argue, people who are into that kind of thing, that their girlfriends do have a pulse.
Imagine if there was something in the bag that had a pulse.
Oh, right. No one actually checked that.
We're not going to do that. It's a crime scene now, so let the poor bastard die.
What I think is the funniest thing about all of this is that the actual guy, right? He's probably nearly got sprung off his missus for having a sex doll. He's like, what do I do with this? He's out the back of Goulburn.
Opens up the outer gate.
Found a suitcase, drives up the road, throws it out, thinking, oh, that's the end of that.
I think you're thinking too much.
All of a sudden, it's international news.
That went around the world.
What he found in suitcase.
You'd expect two bimbos from some third world country to be doing something like this. No, it's in Australia. And not only that, I thought, oh, maybe it was just one policeman that turned up. No, there was like a posse turned up to investigate this, but nobody opened the suitcase.
What I want to know is what kind of doll was it? How realistic was this doll?
Well, I don't know.
I thought that's what you'd want to know, Greg. No?
Really okay, right. I've never seen one. I don't need one. I don't want to go there.
Okay, right. I didn't know that.
I'm not
well, that was a funny note to start with. Look, we had a bit of a chuckle with that, which is funny. You can go check it out. We might drop the link so you can go see that story. It was hilarious. You wrote down here, you've got in big bold letters the word Elon. What's grinding your gears about Elon this week, mate?
Well, I've listened to, mate, he's selling us a lemon.
He's a good salesman, Elon. Well, I wouldn't say he's a good salesman, but he doesn't mind selling his products.
Remember back in the days when you got a bad car, it was called you sold a lemon? Yeah. Well, he's selling
a few lemons.
I think he's talking about no jobs, no money, 80% people's jobs disappear over the next 3 to 5 years.
What do you mean he's talking about no jobs and no money? What, the people aren't going to need jobs? Is that what you're saying?
No, because of AI, because of computers, because of robots. Hey, look, let me tell you something.
Well,
I mean, hang on, listen to this. I was watching The Block. No, I didn't watch The Block yet. I was watching the end of The Block.
Well, people are already judging you for watching The Block now, mate.
I was watching the end of The Block, and because 60 Minutes comes on.
Right,
and I always watch 60 Minutes. And so I've got to listen to, what's the buffhead that runs the show?
Scotty Cam.
Scotty Cam.
He's all right.
Oh,
big fella.
No, he's just a big, thumping big buffhead. So at any rate, what happens is he whistles like you're whistling for a dog, and out comes this robot dog. And it's carrying the prize or something for the next week. And of course,
the robot dogs,
The robot dog. But what got me was looking at the face of the the contestants.
Yeah. Whatever they are. The people, the contestants.
The people that are building houses and whatever.
Well, mate, you watch it every week. You should maybe.
The shock horror of seeing this dog, this
robotic dog. Yeah.
emotionally they all couldn't. They weren't coping.
Like, you mean like they were just surprised by, they were like, wow.
No, it looked like there was a scene of a car crash.
Yeah, right.
And I've always found, as you know, an old salesman as I am, you know, if you emotionally lose somebody in the sale, you're gone. It's done. You've lost the sale. Ain't going to happen, because the logic is good, but emotion's the decision maker.
Yeah.
And I'm getting a bit deep here, but emotionally, I saw just a moment. It was just a thing. But Elon, you and your, we're going to have 5 billion robots. Well, I tell you what, you're going to have 5 billion. You're going to have 5 billion people look like there's been a train crash.
Yeah, but mate, of course that's going to be. Look, Greg, 5 billion robots, I think, is absolutely possible, especially when it comes. Absolutely, it's possible. Like when you're talking about mass production.
Elon's got your leg and is pulling it.
You got to watch out, because it's not Greg's opinion. Hey, mate, 5 billion robots is absolutely possible, because the facts are
won't
right.
be accepted.
Well, no. Well, no. I'd argue that,
if
Greg.
you stuff them in a factory somewhere, maybe okay.
But the population that is growing up, like the younger population these days, is completely different.
Well, why are they different?
Well, mate, they accept that. Like, as an example,
do they bleed?
Of course they do.
Do they cry?
Okay, so as an example, my eldest is 16. He's never known a world without a smartphone, right? Never known a world without a smartphone. Yep. Now, I think you would agree with me, surely, that the smartphone has been a revolutionary technology. It's shaped people's perceptions and the way they think. For example, when you were growing up back in the 40s, when you were growing up, Greg, were people mind-numbingly staring at a screen for hours on end? No, they were not. Now, even when I was growing up, there was Game Boys and consoles and things like that, and you could play handheld devices, but it didn't have that addictiveness that an iPhone has or that a smartphone has, right? So this whole world, this whole new generation, I would say people at the moment under, say, 2021, they've never known a world without this kind of technology. And so I actually feel and think that you'll find there'll be a completely different aspect to this. Now, as another example, in the last 20 years, how many more stories do you hear of people who find their match on Tinder as opposed to meeting them at a dance or a club or whatever it might be, right? So this whole generation, they think and operate different. So I think completely ruling out what Elon's saying is incorrect. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be as extreme as what Elon's saying, but I do believe there's absolutely going to be a call for companionship, shall we say, not the one that was in the suitcase, but a call for companionship.
Are you saying one of your sons is going to have a robotic girlfriend?
I think there's. Look, I'm not saying that's going to happen, but what I'm saying is that I think it would be silly to rule things like robots helping in outside of factories. So, as an example, I'll tell you a great example. In a aged care facility, right? In a place of maybe it's like an orphanage where they're helping out with babies or whatever it may be, right? Areas where childcare, another example, right? I think the people who react the way that they do, like as an example, those contestants who reacted to this robotic dog running out. Well, yeah, that's because they haven't grown up in a world where there's been robotic dogs, right? But showing some of these robots and things that happen to people under 20, it's not that surprising.
Listen, okay. But Elon's saying in the next 2 to 5 years.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think that's possible.
No, people aren't going to change in the next 2 to 5 years.
They're not going to change in the next 2 to 5 years, but I think absolutely possible to have mass production in robotics.
In 20 years' time, maybe. And I want to come back to what Elon's saying. I do not believe for one moment there's going to be 80% of people not working. I'll tell you what. Can I tell you a story?
Tell me.
And I've said something similar before, I'll say it again. Back in the 60s, yes, when I was a young boy, unfortunately, and my father comes home and he said, big problems. I said, what's the problem, Dad? No, I'm just a young boy. I'm 8, 9, 10. Machines have arrived, and in the factory, He worked for a big firm that made suits and clothes.
Yeah.
Half the factory's going to be out of a job.
Right.
I went to school for weeks, worried about that.
Mm.
How did we go? Oh, what happened? We reinvented ourselves.
Of course, we do always
And
do.
in the 80s, my brother joined a company and he said, computers. It's all about computers. People are going to be out of jobs. It's a disaster. Computers are going to take over. How did we go? Oh, let me guess. We reinvented ourselves. Oh, my God. Then in the year 2000, the internet, online, influencers, life's going to change forever. How did we go? Oh, no. What? The world reinvented itself.
All those instances you mentioned, you did not even mention at one point about artificial intelligence and where it is now. There was no artificial intelligence of the level that is in 2026.
What I'm saying
in the 60s,
is
in the 80s, and the 2000s.
Reinvents itself.
Of course, it's going to reinvent itself. But what we're talking about now is a technology that is way bigger, way smarter, way everything compared to those examples you gave in the 60s, 80s, and 2000s.
And I'll tell you why. I'll think bigger than Elon Musk.
Righto.
See, Elon Musk is put everybody in that round hole.
Yeah.
Everything. Entrepreneurial thinking, everything. But Elon, that hole is way bigger than that.
Mm.
And your big thinking has been small thinking. And you have let down the world because that can grow bigger. Entrepreneurial spirits, new opportunity, new things we can do with AI. There's so many there's going to be companies that, who specialize in helping people in these areas with this intelligence. There's going to be offices, administration, people are going to be courses, university courses. Things can grow out of this. Start thinking big, everybody. Everybody thinking Elon Musk and he's selling us a bloody lemon. No,
well,
I'm not wearing it. It will not finish society. Society will reinvent itself and it'll grow bigger and bigger until another idiot like Elon Musk comes along in 20 years' time.
You got to watch out for Greg the lefty. He's a bit left leaning today.
Well,
that's okay.
You know what? I'm in support. I'm in support. The society reinvents itself and the world becomes bigger and better and a greater place to live in.
No. I don't think I actually agree with the part that humans will reinvent, and they humans are very adaptive, right?
Really?
We adapt to whatever the situation
Not
is.
the computerized dog.
No, the computerized dog is not. But one thing I will say is that we're not dealing with machine press. We're not dealing with whatever the example was you gave in the 80s, and we're not dealing with computers of the early 2000s. We are dealing with a superpower here, right? This is something that's much more smarter than every single human put it together in the world. That's what we're dealing with now. And I think the point that Elon Musk is trying to make is more so to be aware of what's going to happen.
No, he reckons the whole world's going to be on the dole. He's an idiot.
So anyway, it was lovely that you all joined us this week. We'll straight to the point. Thank you very much, Greg. Appreciate it. Let us know what you think. Is Elon Musk an idiot? Is he not? Drop a comment. Let us know.
Or is he selling us a lemon?
Is he selling us a lemon? Who knows what it is? Let us know in the comments. All right, guys. See you next week, Greg.
Bye.
Bye-bye.